Of course, just as there may still be issues in Lebanon and elsewhere, there are also issues in the Strait of Hormuz.
Fresh questions are emerging over whether Tehran could introduce new measures in the Strait of Hormuz following its latest round of talks with the United States. Iranian officials are signaling potential changes to shipping oversight even as President Trump insists no new transit fees or tolls are being planned. Reports indicate Iranian officials are heading to Oman after sanctions relief unlocked billions of dollars in previously restricted funds. Tehran is now seeking to stabilize maritime traffic and revive oil exports, viewing the recent agreement as a major strategic victory for its economy. Following the diplomatic meetings in Switzerland, Iran and Oman reportedly held fresh discussions focused on ensuring safe navigation through the Strait of Hormuz. The talks in Muscat were attended by Iranian Parliament Speaker Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf and Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi. Omani officials said all parties reaffirmed their commitment to international law and the protection of commercial shipping routes. The discussions also highlighted the importance of maintaining toll-free access for vessels transiting through the strategic Strait of Hormuz. Foreign Ministry of Oman said, and I quote, "His Excellency Saeed Bad bin Hamad al-Busaidi, Minister of Foreign Affairs, received this evening His Excellency Dr. Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf, Speaker of the Consultative Assembly of the Islamic Republic of Iran, and the accompanying delegation, in the presence of His Excellency Dr. Saeed Abbas Araghchi, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Islamic Republic of Iran, as part of his official visit to the Sultanate of Oman." During the meeting, they discussed the relations of cooperation and good neighborliness between the Sultanate of Oman and the Islamic Republic of Iran, and ways to develop them in a manner that serves common interests, alongside exchanging views on the latest developments in the regional situation. Both sides affirmed the importance of utilizing the current diplomatic moment to support peace efforts, enhance de-escalation and stability, in accordance with the principles of international law and good neighborliness, in a way that bolsters opportunities for de-escalation and preserves the security of the region and the safety of maritime navigation in the Strait of Hormuz and international waterways. The meeting was attended by His Excellency the Undersecretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Sheikh Abdulaziz bin Abdullah al-Hinari, His Excellency Mustafa Hank, Ambassador of the Islamic Republic of Iran accredited to the Sultanate of Oman, and a number of officials from both sides, unquote. Iran's top negotiator said Tehran has agreed to establish a dedicated communication line focused on shipping activity in the Strait of Hormuz. According to Ghalibaf, the new mechanism is intended to prevent misunderstandings and reduce risks in the strategically vital waterway. Ghalibaf said the communication channel would provide a direct way to address maritime concerns before they escalate into larger disputes. Meanwhile, Ghalibaf reported progress toward the release of roughly $12 billion in frozen Iranian assets under the new framework. If confirmed, the asset release would represent one of the first major economic outcomes linked to the US-Iran agreement. However, Washington has not publicly confirmed Ghalibaf's claim regarding the release of the frozen funds. At the same time, President Trump warned that Iran must fully comply with the agreement moving forward. Trump said the United States is prepared to take action if Tehran fails to honor its commitments under the deal. The new Hormuz arrangements are now emerging as one of the earliest and most important tests of the US-Iran agreement. Both Washington and Tehran are expected to face intense scrutiny as implementation of the deal begins in the coming weeks.
With regard to Article 10, which covers our crude oil sales, petrochemical exports, and their derivatives, even more important were the financial issues, including banking, insurance, and transportation. Look, because a final agreement has not yet been reached, I would like our dear people to pay close attention. The sanctions are still in place. Therefore, we need to obtain waivers so that we can sell our oil and conduct our banking activities. These restrictions must be temporarily lifted until we are able to remove the sanctions completely. These waivers have now been secured, and the relevant agreements have been signed. We agreed to establish a center there to handle coordination. Situations may arise where, For example, the regime claims that the other side attacked and that it was merely responding. Such issues will be addressed and resolved in order to prevent a return to war, allow people to get back to their normal lives, and ensure that the areas occupied by Israel are vacated, that Lebanon's national sovereignty is respected, and that these measures are implemented. The center will also oversee the implementation of these arrangements, and we will continue to follow the matter closely. I may have been among the first to say this, right at the beginning of the war, before there was even a ceasefire. I posted on X and made it clear everyone should know that the administration of the Strait will never return to the way it was before the war. Of course, we will fully comply with international law. People should understand that this should not be turned against us. In full observance of all international laws, and through the Iranian arrangements that are also reflected in Article 5, this approach will be implemented. Of course, just as there may still be issues in Lebanon and elsewhere, there are also issues in the Strait of Hormuz. As you have seen, there have even been clashes on some nights. We agreed to establish coordination mechanisms there, including a hotline and a center that can be contacted whenever there is any ambiguity or dispute. During this 30-day period, under Article 5, the parties will be able to maintain close coordination so that vessels transiting the strait can do so more safely and efficiently. God willing, this will help improve traffic flows and shipping volumes through the strait, boost the regional economy, support the global economy, and allow us to move forward.
Is Iran suddenly hitting the jackpot, as Washington signs off on an oil deal of a lifetime that could turn years of sanctions pain into a historic financial windfall? Is this Mojtaba's masterstroke, with Washington now giving Iran the kind of sweeping oil permissions that years of sanctions and shadow trading never truly delivered? Is Iran winning big, really big, as the U.S. effectively unlocks Tehran's oil empire, opening doors for production, exports, and cash flows that were frozen for decades? This the deal Iran always dreamed of, with the U.S. now authorizing crude, fuel, and petrochemical sales in one sweeping move that rewrites the sanctions rulebook. Is this Iran's biggest strategic win since 1979, as America finally blinks and Tehran prepares to cash in on an agreement that could reshape its economy for years? Iran is really about to produce, sell, and ship oil freely for the first time in nearly half a century, turning a temporary license into a test run for full economic comeback. Scott Bessent said, and I quote, "In line with the ongoing productive talks in Switzerland, Iran has committed to free and open transit in the Strait of Hormuz, and to permit International Atomic Energy Agency (IAEA) inspectors into their country. As part of the framework, Treasury has issued a temporary 60-day general license authorizing the production, delivery, and sale of Iranian oil." Unquote. In return, Iran is pledging free transit in the Strait of Hormuz and access for IAEA inspectors, trading strategic guarantees at sea and on nuclear sites for oil freedom. The new license even allows some Iranian oil to be imported into the U.S., a symbolic move that helps close commercial deals and signals just how far this opening now goes.